Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, good evening. Welcome to the August 11th Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Let's start with roll call.
Stephenson,
Here.
Schlotthauer,
Here.
Schreiber,
Here.
Wilhelm,
Here.
Flock.
Here. And I did get a text from Vicky Jo about 20 minutes ago, said she was stuck in traffic, so I assume she'll be here momentarily, probably. But we have a quorum, so we will continue. Ceremonies, announcements, appointments, or presentations?
None.
None. Any amendments to the agenda?
There's none there also.
All right. Any declaration of a conflict, ex parte contact, site visits from commission members?
Nope.
All right.
I would just say that I do live really close to the annexation that we're talking about, and I do walk my dog through there on a regular basis.
Sure.
But I don't feel that
Right.
that's a concern.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Noted. Thank you. Please present the consent calendar.
Yeah, we got action item A is the meeting minutes from the July 14th, 2026 meeting. And action item B is the Signal Point Vista Annexation Zoning Recommendation, file number ANNX 263.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Somebody like to make a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve the consent calendar, including the reasoned decision for the Signal Point Vista Annexation Zoning Recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion
Second.
and a second. Roll call, please.
Schlotthauer,
Yes.
Schneider,
Schreiber?
Schreiber.
Sorry.
That last time, too.
Yes.
Close.
Flock,
Yes.
Stephenson,
Yes.
Wilhelm.
Yes.
All right, next item is citizen issues. This section of the agenda is reserved for citizens wishing to address the commission on an issue that is not on the agenda tonight. Anyone wishing to speak will have 5 minutes. Do we have any takers tonight? All right, seeing none. Next item is any unfinished or old business.
None.
Okay. And we'll go right into public hearings. Tonight we have Peck and Peck Annexation, file number ANNX-26-4. And we'll open the hearing.
Evening, Commissioners. Ethan Porter, one of the planners of the city. I'm here to present the Peck and Peck Annexation, ANNX-26-4. The owners of the property that we're talking about tonight is RP Development, LLC. The applicant is Whipple Consulting Engineers, who's here to represent tonight. They're requesting that you forward a recommendation to City Council for community commercial services zoning on approximately 10.61 acres as part of the annexation request in the city of Post Falls. So here on the screen, you can see the map for the project location. It's hatched there in black. It's along Zoros Road and Hope Avenue. And so the corner piece on the northwest corner is not part of the annexation. If it is hard to see, it is not that little property there in the corner. So that gives the idea and the context of where it is. And we can look at some of the zoning around this as well here on the map. You can see community commercial services, the red, and then you have the yellow, which is R1 single family, and then that CCM community commercial mix with the striped yellow and red. So outlined to the east of Highway 41 is predominantly community commercial services right along until you get to Zoros Road, and then it's R1 after that. From the east side of Highway 41. So that's kind of the area that we're looking at. The site currently is residential, has some outbuildings on it. It is over the Ratchman Prairie Aquifer. The wastewater purveyor is going to be the city of Post Falls, and this property would be subject, or properties, excuse me, would be subject to the 12th Avenue surcharge and the Meyer alternative surcharge in this area. Additionally, in the staff report, it outlines the city does have the capacity to provide service and is willing to serve the property at the requested density. The water purveyor is going to be Ross Point Water District for this area. And then looking at some of the road traffic, or the roadways, for this area, Zoros is going to be a minor collector, and Hope Avenue is a major collector. So again, Zoros runs north-south, and Hope runs east-west along the subject property. Additional rights-of-way and easements would need to be provided as part of the annexation and road widening at the time of development. So the zone change review criteria that you'll be kind of looking at and deciding is going to be, firstly, is the proposed zoning district consistent with the future land use map and focus area contained in the currently adopted Post Falls Comprehensive Plan. Secondly, is the proposed zoning district consistent with the goals and policies contained in the currently adopted Post Falls Comprehensive Plan that are relevant to the area under consideration. So, and then thirdly, we look at the demonstrable adverse impact upon delivery of the services if the zoning were be approved. So basically, if any of the political subdivisions providing public services within the city have an impact to them. So going into kind of looking at that first criteria, we need to take a look at the future land use designation as well as a focus area. So outlined here on the slide, you can see business commercial is going to be that pink for that future land use designation. One of the implementing zoning districts within the comprehensive plan is community commercial services, which is the request that the applicant's seeking tonight. And then in the focus area, it is going to be part of the 41 North focus area. So you can kind of see those outlined there. This slide might be a little crazy, but it does outline what's kind of around the area there. You can see the project location, which is outlined in black and kind of has that red kind of light transparency in the middle there. And then they're surrounded by Peck and Peck to the north. There's a church site to the west along Highway 41. And then to the south, there's some vacant land and a single-family home, large lot, single-family home. Obviously, to the east, you see all the yellow, which is basically the Foxtail development. So this kind of just gives an outline of what's around businesses, residential-wise, and just kind of what's happening with some of those sites.
Cool. And then Ethan, just for the record,
Yep.
or Vicky Jo has just arrived, so just for the record. We knew you were coming, so you're good. Thank you.
Yeah. So kind of gives an outline, an idea of what's around there. I can come back to this too later if need be, but looking at kind of how the future land use and the focused area kind of look at that compatibility with the comprehensive plan and the goals and policies. This slide kind of outlines, looking at goal 1, the grow and sustain a balanced, resilient economy for Post Falls, providing community prosperity and fiscal health. We look at kind of policy 2, and this goes into more detail in the staff report, which you can look through, but outlined here on, this slide. I don't want to put everything on there because that would be a lot, but policy 2 kind of highlights and may suggest kind of that comprehensive goal 1 being met through policy 2, kind of looking at future land use mapping, compatibility with surrounding land uses, infrastructure and service plans, and existing and future traffic patterns and the goals and policies like we're talking about now. So when you're looking at making a recommendation to City Council, we're kind of looking at these aspects, looking at the business commercial future land use designation, what that's comprised of, is it in a focus area that, complements what they're requesting for that CCS zone. And so kind of outlined with that goal 1, policy 2, the future land use designation and the focus area both kind of support a CCS zoning in this area. Additionally, with its proximity to Highway 41, it kind of lends itself to more of that commercial aspect as well. We look at goal 7 as well, also outlined in the staff report. It's plan for and establish types and quantities of land uses in Post Falls, supporting community needs and the city's long-term sustainability. So looking at policy 8 and policy 27, this kind of helps achieve those goals and kind of meets and looks at compatibility with the future land use as well as the focus area by encouraging compatible infill development and redevelopment of underutilized properties within city limits, Additionally, Policy 27 looks at work to improve street connectivity in all areas of Post Falls, improving walkability, public health, and safety and transportation efficiency. So, as this site gets annexed into the city, if it does, then upon development, there'd be some connection portions of this, reducing any gaps between Zoros Road and Highway 41 along Hope. They would have to be providing frontage improvements and kind of making sidewalks or trails, whatever it may be, further kind of connecting those two corridors together so the pedestrians can move east-west and north-south a little bit better, safer. So that's kind of the outline there with compatibility, looking at the goals, policies, the comprehensive plan. And then, kind of looking at that third and final review criteria of the demonstrable adverse impact. We did send out notices to agencies, which you can see here on the screen. And of all these agencies that were notified of this project, we received 6 comments back. Post Falls School District remains neutral. Kootenai County Fire and Rescue, they're going to coordinate their comment at the time of development. BPA, ITD, they had no comments for this project. And then Post Falls Highway District did comment in favor, saying that this would be, favorable for them to have it annexed into the city. So it does make sense because it is infill development. It is surrounded by a incorporated city, except that little corner piece. But ultimately, Phillips 66 also didn't have many comments. They have no utilities in the area. So upon looking at these public comments and the agencies that were kind of reached out to, no one brought up any significant issues with annexing this property or zoning at CCS as well. So here's your zone change review criteria on the screen, and I am more than happy to answer any questions you have for staff.
Any questions for staff? All right, seeing none. Thank you. Invite the applicant up.
Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks.
Evening, Commissioners. Ray Kimball for the record of Whipple Consulting Engineers. I'm here tonight representing the owners. So it's RP Development. That's the same ownership as Peck and Peck Excavation. So Greg and John purchased this property, I don't know when, I think it was a year or two ago. So this site right here on the just north and west of the project site is the home of Peck and Peck Excavation. And they purchased the property, and as their business leaked onto the new property, which is currently zoned agriculture in the county planning department notified them that a commercial business is not okay to be run on that. So they either had to do a zone change through the county or annex into the city. And so that's why we're here tonight. So we're here tonight requesting a CCS designation, zoning designation on this project. As Ethan said, it is 3 parcels. It's 10.7 acres, currently zoned agriculture, and we are requesting a CCS zone. So there's a site. You can see the green that indicates the ag zoning. It has a significant amount of frontage on Zoros and a significant amount of frontage on Hope Avenue. Right now, if you were to drive out there, Hope Avenue is a 5-lane traffic signal that goes to nowhere. Mm-hmm. And the property to the south has been annexed in, and this property to the north, on the north side, would complete a large chunk of that. Upon development, it would be paved and widened. Right now, at this point in time, should this be annexed, the right-of-way and adjoining easements would be dedicated to the city, making for that ability to actually connect through. Here it is on the current zoning map. You can see we're looking for red surrounded by red. Trying to be consistent with both the current zoning around it as well as the comprehensive plan. This is the future land use map. You can see the site is business commercial, and CCS is an implementing zone. in the business commercial comprehensive plan designation. It's one of a few, so it's basically CCS or CCM. And I don't know if there's any others. I don't think so. So the proposed zoning district is consistent with the future land use map and the focus area. Focus area being Highway 41 North. I'll get into that in a little bit here because it kind of goes into the goals and policies into of the comp plan. So which ones are relevant? Encouraging annexation of county islands. This is in fact a county island. So then we're just reducing the size of that county island. If it were, well, if they owned the corner piece there, that little tiny piece, they would have brought that into, but they don't own it, so they couldn't bring it in. So that'll have to be at some point in time when those future owners decide that it's in their best interest to do so. Policy 33 says that annexation should help implement Post Falls' transportation plans. So with Hope and Soros both being collectors, it is really important to get those, the rights of way and the development of those rights of way that happen. Right now, Hope or Zoros is under construction in that vicinity, and the owners, Peck and Peck Excavation, is doing the construction, and they're actually hoping to dovetail right into that, actually probably a little bit ahead of time, and widen their side of Zoros while they're in there and doing the work. So that's something that they're shooting for, and are looking to do very, very soon, very quickly. So they're actually going ahead of schedule. They're not doing any development on the site, but they're actually trying to get some frontage improvements done because, as John put it, it's the cheapest it'll ever be. So trying to get her done now. 41 North focus area has several things in it, several items to focus provisions for multifamily, commercial, and tech uses near higher classified roadways. Both Highway 41, Highway 41 is obviously a principal arterial, and as mentioned before, Hope and Zoros are both collectors, which are higher classified roadways, so it meets that criteria. The 41 North focus area also speaks to facilitating the creation of the backage road system, of which Zoros is part. And of course, it also speaks to focusing provisions for commercial uses along arterial and collector streets. And so a CCS zoning will facilitate a collector use or a commercial use along a collector street. And then of course, the demonstrable adverse impact criteria, and there are no identified demonstrable adverse impacts. And with that, we'll request approval of a CCS zoning, and I'll stand for any questions if you've got any.
Any questions? No questions.
Okay.
Any public testimony? All righty. No need for rebuttal then. All right. Need to close the hearing. Close the hearing. Then we'll look at the review criteria. Thank you.
All right, Commissioners. Before you is Peck and Peck annexation, a zoning recommendation request for CCS on 10.61 acres, annexation number 26-4. The first review criteria is the proposed zoning district consistent with the future land use map and focus area.
To me, this one's pretty straightforward. That area is designated for business and commercial. In the business and commercial land use, the CCS zone is one of the implementing zones. And then in addition to that, that CCS zone is what this property is basically surrounded by. So to me, that's pretty straightforward that it is consistent.
Agreed.
Thank you. Number two, we're looking for if the proposed zoning district is consistent with the goals and policies of the comprehensive plan that are relevant to the area and under consideration.
Well, yeah, I think our comprehensive plan has all that area
along 41 being commercial CCS or one way or the other, so I think it follows right along with that.
Yeah, like policy 8 and 9, talking about county islands and infill. It's surrounded. This is definitely an island and definitely infill.
Okay, thank you. And then finally, on the last one, is any evidence of a demonstrable adverse impact by the proposed zoning on this site?
None presented.
Yeah. Nothing was presented yet.
Thank you.
All right. Any further comments, discussion? Anybody like to make a motion?
I can make a motion. Move to recommend approval of, let's see, how do we have this? Peck and Peck Annexation, ANNX-26-4, finding that the requested CCS zoning meets the approval criteria in Post Falls Municipal Code 18.20.100, as outlined here in our deliberation, and direct staff to prepare a zoning recommendation to then be forwarded on to City Council in conjunction with their actual annexation.
I have a motion on the floor
Second.
and a second. Roll call, please.
Carrie,
Yes.
Wilhelm,
Yes.
Flock,
Yes.
Stephenson,
Yes.
Schottenhauer,
Yes.
Schreiber.
Yes.
Okay. That recommendation will be moved forward to City Council. Next item on the agenda, administrative staff reports.
Yeah, just as a reminder, we may have that second public hearing at the end of the fifth week into September.
So I was going to ask about this, 9/29?
Yeah,
That's the date, okay. And then there's the regular scheduled meeting on 9/8.
that would be true.
Okay. Everybody got that?
All right, that's it.
That's it? All right. Any commissioner comments tonight?
Welcome back.
Traffic is horrible.
Yes.
It's construction season.
It is construction season. It's not summer, it's construction season.
It is.
It's a gauntlet out there.
For that.
No, you gotta leave a half
All right, if there's no other comments, we'll move to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.